Hello, viewers. We are back with a very interesting episode on Adivasi way of living. Tongri, the brand. It's a clothing brand which is all about promoting the indigenous culture of the various tribes of Chotanagpur belt. In Chotanagpur, there are various belts, if you talk about Jharkhand, you have Chhattisgarh, you have West Bengal, and even in the northeast. So I won't go into the details of the Chotanagpur belt, but there are quite a few strong tribals belonging to this region. So today we have three co-founders of Tongri.in, which is not only about clothing, but various other aspects. And their motto is very interesting. Their motto is to empower the Indian farmers of the countryside. So let's welcome the three co-founders, Abhishek Topo, Aman Minj, and Sushit Lugun. So hello. Hello to all three of you. How
Hello, hello.
So please introduce who's who.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for welcoming myself. My full name is Kulan Sushil Lugun. Basically, uh, I belong to Munda tribe, and I belong to Rourkela, Odisha. So currently, I'm in Bangalore, and right now I'm senior software engineer in Bangalore. Total around 10 years. I'm working in IT industry. So that's my short introduction.
My name is Abhishek Topo. Currently, I also live in Bangalore. I'm also working in IT company and as a quality assurance engineer. I used to test the all applications related to web pages or whatever the product comes related to software. That's part of my job.
Okay.
Hello everyone, this is Aman Minj. I'm from Lohardaga in Jharkhand. So I've been in Bangalore since last 9 years, and yes, Tongri happened a couple of years back, and that's how we three met. Actually, we three knew each other. Abhishek is my classmate, so since fourth standard we have been together, and yeah, it was his vision, and then we three got together, and Tongri happened.
Okay. So this is actually a story of three friends in school days talking about some project, and you actually have made it happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. Tell us
let's
the
get.
meaning of Tongri because many viewers will not understand Tongri. What does it literally
Okay.
mean and how actually you guys have tailored it to your brand?
So, Tongri, generally we use in Chotanagpur as a small mountain full of rock, uh, which got the main vision like no matter how hard the situation is, but the small mountain, still being a small mountain, it has its own, strength to stay with any condition. So, looking into that, we all inspired and we were looking for some tribal word which should not be particular to any tribe just like Munda or Ura or Khadia, anything. So it should be common to everyone. So that's what Tongri is, a small mountain, and looking to that we make a strong stand uh, against the wind, and let's see how we can go through this. That's what.
Very powerful meaning. So
Yeah.
whose brainchild was Tongri out of all three of you?
So basically, when we started to think about the name, so Sushil told me like we should go with some of the name which should belong to our tribe and should be familiar with the kind of tribal word. It should not be some kind of English word or Hindi. It should be not common, uncommon, and it should look sound something different. So in one word only, people should catch it. Like okay, something familiar, but oh, is that the meaning which I'm thinking? They should come with that. So that's what his decision, and we started, talking, discussing like every day. We will text them like, okay, will it be suitable? Then this is how we started.
And additional to that, additional to Abhishek's definition of Tongri, what my personal view was during those time. Tongri basically holds like lot of things. Like it may be rock, might be trees, or might be like animals residing inside the jungle. So collectively, like Tongri holds all the things. So Tongri's meaning is to like it will stand as like tall, and it will be like solid rock, and collectively it will hold all the things. So Tongri's meaning is to like Tongri will hold all the like people who are like very much needy, or like whoever like from like very low background farmers, or like whatever like people from various tribes, or like various kind of people we can like interact with them.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to add to that. So, rock. Um, s- Let me just take an example from Bible. So, in Bible, the rocks symbolizes a strong foundation. So, we have a story which where a wise man builds his house on the rock, and the foolish man builds his house on the sand. So the wise man actually is the one who has a solid foundation. And Tongri happens a mountain happens to be a place where all the tribals meet. So in our childhood days, whenever we used to go our villages, so the rice paddy, the paddies were used to be mashed, the weighing and the filtering of the rice from the paddies happen used to happen on the Tongri. That's the small mountain where people from around the villages used to gather and work together, so that all their hard work, through their hard work, whatever they do it for the entire family. So it symbolizes gathering of the entire village or entire family together at a place, that is Tongri.
Correct. I think to add on to, the 3 points here, I would also like to, put a sociological background that yes, every community has a social center. Like right now you have social media. In media, we do
Correct.
networking. So even we are connecting through the social media, all thanks to the US technology Zoom app. But yes, during our ancestral days, under the tree, in small cliffs near Rocky Mountains, yeah, people used to have our own traditional, the local word would be panchayat. Panchayat happens into the village,
Correct.
but in a tribal place, people would just collectively, stick around near the Tongri. A very rock, solid rock, you have the logo, great. Now, I really want to know about your motto. Like, you have written about farmers, they have to be empowered. What is your association with these farmers?
So I'm going first on this. So as I started working in Bangalore, and I was having always thought of doing something extra since since college days, and so it is like kind of real story for me when I saw farmers, their struggle. It's a small story when I saw a farmer is taking all his vegetables to the market through his own cycle, and he has only one day to sell it, like in a week. One day there will be a market, there he goes, and if he is able to sell it, then well and good, and if he is not able to sell it, then anyway he has to give in all his vegetables with the low prices to everyone, or he might throw it in the road to the cows, and he will come to his own village. So this is the hardest story for them. So I thought of giving a platform for them, since I worked in a e-commerce company. Like let's take an example of Amazon and Flipkart. They all are doing good on that, but taking to that, in my mind I started, but somehow we are not near to that particular thing, because there are so much challenges are there to be covered. So we will be there sooner or later. This is what. Next I'll move to Sushil. He can give you more details on that.
Yeah, so initial thought was like that. Basically, we were directly reaching out to the farmers. So as I told you, just before this call, I personally visited several villages, personally talked to several farmers. So the initial impression was not very positive from their side. Like in in current situation, the situation is they are not able to believe the new people or unknown person. So it's very difficult for me to convince them this is what my thought is, this is what we are thinking about, this is what Tongri about. So their perspective is okay, you are from company people, so they are thinking uh, company is different, and this person is kind of one mediator, has come from that particular company, and he is talking on behalf of the company. So I personally experienced those kind of feedback from the farmers or the village peoples. So I came back to Bangalore and talked to my team, and this is what my ground study is. So right now, our vision will be the same, but our work style, we should little twist or something, we thought. So let's establish our brand first, let the people know the brand, then we can reach out to them, so that it will be easier for us to make them understand what is our thought. And even if we say this is what we are going to start in another 6 months or 1 year, so they will believe us. So for that we started clothing brand. So basically, totally we were focused on tribal related themes, all those. So people started liking our t-shirts. So right now, we are getting very good response, and it's not very popular, but at least people are knowing us that this is Tongri and this is what the people are. So I think in couple of maybe 1 year or couple of year, we can reach out to farmers, and we can whenever we go and convey to them this is what our next vision is, though this was our primary vision, but for them this is our next vision. So even if we go and tell to them right now this is our vision, they will believe us, and okay, they will support us.
Okay. Anyone else wants to add?
Yeah, to empower the farmers, especially from the tribal background, is much required now, because we see the farmers in other countries are very rich. If you take for that matter, even in our country, the farmers in Punjab are among the richest.
And
But
they
if you
have
take
lots of
Jharkhand as an
McDonald's.
example, our farmers are the poorest, even though they have acres of land, so much of vegetables, paddies. But pity on us that we don't encourage them. And even the middleman, the brokers, they gather their vegetables or whatever they grow in very minimal price. So that's the reason they have never become rich. And because they are actually very rich, but they don't realize that. First point is education, because they need to be educated. Most of the my mom is a teacher, and then she goes in one of the villages to teach. So over there, many a times, students don't come. Now, whenever she goes over there to call them, they say, no, 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 आज बाबा ने मुझे रोपा रोपने के लिए बुलाया है. So there's a work at farm in the land to grow a paddy or some other vegetable for that matter, or some kids have to go for shepherding the cattle. So they're giving more priority to that. But then ultimately they should understand that only if they are able to read, write, understand, and then only then they'll be able to gather knowledge from elsewhere and then apply that in their families, on their land, and then generate an income which would raise them above the poverty line. So, and I actually, it's very pitiful to see that most of the farmers in our state are below poverty line. So that's a very, what should I say? It's a very bad situation for them. So we need to lift them up. First of all, yeah, like our vision is, we need to empower them, give them what they really own, because they don't deserve such a less amount, and then the middleman taking away all the major profits from something which they have sown. So this is what we wanted to first make a foundation. So like Tongri is a rock which has a solid foundation. So we wanted to make a foundation. So we just started with an apparel, just like Sushila said. So having a foundation, we are trying will be trying to build more things on top of that. So first, yeah, that's our vision. So
Okay.
more things will come up as we grow.
Okay, going ahead, tell us about the business startups, because I understand all three of you are white collar workers. So, what all business startup experiences do you all bring in?
Uh, so basically, I started my career as an uh, company where e-commerce, where I came to know how these things work. Uh, First, I started from Tribo, where it was a hotel chain, like just as an OYO. So there I came to know, like, okay, how the online agency work to get orders and how they deliver it. So it's kind of in through the internet how we gather the enormous number of customers. For example, if you can take it, like we make a flight ticket. So the agencies which flies, they are Indigo, and Jet Airways, and all these things are there. But we never book it through, from direct through their website. But however, we make booking through Make My Trip. They don't have their, airways, but that's the portal. So this is how Tribo it was there, and working through the Tribo, it was a startup company. So I always prefer to work in a startup company to understand how a startup work. So throughout my career, I never went to MNC's company. I always prefer to choose a small company. There I stay, I learned things. Then I moved to e-commerce. It was a B2B company where I came to know how the supply chain works and all those things. So this is how I came up with all the details, like how the process should be there, and how the supply chain works, and what all things we can do. And I gathered and I gave it to my team. So now Sushil will take it through, like how other things he has implemented, and similarly how Aman is implementing in his IT sector, because as he's a developer, so he will be taking care of that. So over to Sushil now.
Yeah, so thank you. So, unlike Abhishek, like he said, uh, he he was more interested, or like he is more interested to work in startups. So I basically, like from starting onwards, like I prefer to work in like big companies.
Okay.
so so nothing. It's my personal thought. So I worked in IBM. So right now I'm working in Avaya. So basically the idea is, in MNCs, the processes, like they are like already defined, and like in like startup companies you need to like give like more than like 10 hours, 12 hours. So it's nothing like I don't want to work, but my intention was to like get the time for myself and my thought. So that is the reason, like I always look for the companies who are like little stable, and so that I can get the time for myself and like whatever my vision is. So that's the reason, always I get time to do whatever like I wanted. Like I love traveling, I love photography, these are my like hobbies. So so basically, so I want to like enjoy all those things along with my company. So that is the reason I always start always look for the like big companies and and get the process ideas. And regarding work, I have worked in like basically sales vertical. So so basically it's technical sides of the sales. So basically I'm a SAP technical consultant. So technical wise, so sales vertical basically I look upon, and whatever like sales process in the in terms of company perspective, uh, from like after getting the sales from the salesperson till the order processing, so we look after. So I have very good knowledge about like sales in and out. So that is what that is my experience uh, in IT industry, and that is what I put the things in my Tongri.
Okay. Um, when I was a kid, I was fascinated with computers, especially how the programs work. So programming language was introduced when I was in seventh standard. So those days Java was there and C programming was there, and I was very fascinated with software development. So that was the time when I wanted to develop something. I mean, I didn't know which career path I would be taking. I wanted to become aeronautical engineer because that was my aeroplanes were very fascinating to me. But I didn't. But I wanted to do development of those aeroplanes. Yeah, some softwares which would make them fly. So that was my childhood dream. But then as I grew up, so maths and computer science were my favorite subjects. So yeah, so that was clear for me that I have to go in IT domain. So I didn't have any I had a choice of choosing mechanical and computer science when I was in engineering. But then since I loved software development, I chose computer science. And that's my hobby as well. So I started with Nokia networks, not the mobile phone. Nokia also has a networks division. So Airtel, Vodafone, all these are customers. So Nokia networks they make gears. So whenever we make a phone call, how the call from one phone to other phone is connected, the entire call flow is taken care by the networks companies. So Nokia is one of the vendors. So I worked along with them, where I got expertise in C++. So that's the core core product development languages. But then, yeah, what I bring into Tongri is because right now we need websites and then all the IT things work. So certain aspects of these are new to me as well. But then we are trying to build a website now in imperfect way, but then gradually it would certainly become a very good website. So initially we started with right now the website might not be as good as it is supposed to be. But then, yeah, since I have a knowledge of other programming languages, now the new programming languages which are coming in, I'm just learning them and trying to introduce them and making our websites a better one. So the major role of mine in Tongri is of IT, taking care of all the backend activities.
Going forward, my next question is, what all platforms is Tongri products available?
Okay.
What social
So,
medias are you using?
sorry, come again.
What all platforms are you visible on? So it could be like, I understood you have a website, but where all can the customers look for Tongri? On social media?
Okay.
It is present in Amazon and Flipkart as well. And I think we have the orders come from Instagram and Facebook as well. So
Okay.
Sushilda and Abhishek can give more info on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have like presence on Instagram and Facebook, so in social media.
Now, tell us about your inverter LED bulb. Like, I did check your, website. What is this?
Yeah, actually, basically, I'll go in a, what I'll say, the motivation thought behind this one. and then we'll go about like technical aspect. So so basically our vision was uh, kind of one farmer, and other vision was to like educate them. So basically in our like tribal areas or like rural areas, still we have like power cuts. So still uh, my experience is in my current village, like wherever I go, so there is no power supply till date. So we are currently using solar, so to have electricity. So in my village, basically the children's, like it's very difficult for them to study uh, in local language we call dibri or like lalten. Okay, so and reading in those lights, it's very difficult for them. And so that is the reason like this bulb uh, is suddenly come into the picture. So we thought this the specialty of this bulb is without power it gives 5 hour backup. So even if the power is not there, the bulb will be on, and the child or the student can study till 5 hours in the night. So that is the like main vision. So that like because of power cut, no kid should say okay आज power नहीं है तो नहीं पढ़ते हैं. So that is the like our main motto of bringing the LED bulb into the picture.
अच्छा, अब आप ये बताइए आपके 5 टॉप प्रोडक्ट्स क्या है?
हम लोग का 5 अभी तक तो जितना भी हम लोग प्रोडक्ट निकले बेसिकली हम लोग का,
हाँ उसी के बारे में बताइए क्योंकि आपका फर्स्ट पेज तो मैंने अच्छा खासा देखा है, तो यू आर द को-फाउंडर्स, आप बताइए आपके टॉप प्रोडक्ट्स क्या हैं?
सो 5 प्रोडक्ट्स में से हमारा एक टी शर्ट्स है, वाइट कलर का है, जो मतलब हमारा प्रोडक्ट वो अभी थर्ड टाइम हम उसको प्रोडक्शन में दोबारा मतलब थर्ड टाइम उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करा है. फर्स्ट वाज आउट ऑफ स्टॉक, सेकंड गॉट आउट ऑफ स्टॉक, देन अगेन दिस इज थर्ड टाइम वी ब्रॉट इट इन द मार्केट. एंड ऐसा हुआ कि हम नए डिजाइन्स पे जाना चाह रहे थे, ठीक है, कंपनी के जो भी अकाउंट से हम इन्वेस्ट करना चाह रहे थे, बट स्टिल इट वाज अ ह्यूज डिमांड कि हम तीसरी बार सेम डिज़ाइन पे हम प्रोडक्शन फिर से कर लिए. तो वो एक पहला है. दूसरा है हमारा एक लाल पहाड़ साड़ी है, जिसमें काफ़ी थोड़ा अलग टाइप से उसमें डिज़ाइन दिया हुआ है. वो हमारा दूसरा ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है जो कि हम अभी भी कस्टमर्स को फुलफिल नहीं कर पाए हैं. एंड बेसिकली इट्स ए हैंडलूम, इट टेक्स टाइम्स टू गेट इन ए प्रोडक्शन, और वो थोड़ा टाइम लगता है वो आने में. मतलब एक दिन में अगर एक बंदा उस पर काम कर रहा है, देन इट्स टेक 1 day टू गेट दैट. सो दैट इज सेकेंड प्रोडक्ट. थर्ड which one was that?
that maroon one.
Third is also that tribal print, which is side printed and sleeve, जो साइड में प्रिंट है. सो बेसिकली लोगों को अगर पता होगा, रॉक जो WWE में फाइट करते थे, ड्वाइन जॉनसन, जिनका एक्चुअल नाम है, आई मतलब उनका बायोग्राफी देख के मुझे बाद में पता चला कि ही आल्सो कम्स विथ इंडिजिनस फैमिली एंड ही इज अ स्टार लाइक फॉर एंटायर वर्ल्ड. सो मुझे उसकी टैटू पसंद आई थी जब मैं देखा था. तो थोड़ी बहुत वहाँ से इंस्पिरेशंस आ करके फिर मैंने सुशील से बात की कि ये इस तरह हम कुछ देख सकते हैं क्या, एंड ही एक्चुअली डिजाइन्स ऑल दोस थिंग्स. सो this is our third, and
the fourth one is like right now the recent the latest product was the quote was let's gucha. So gucha word is like basically Kuruk word. Gucha means go. Let's means let's go. So it's very like popular words amongst the youth basically. So the people who knows Kuruk and also English, and they in style they say let's gucha. Okay, so
English होता है, of course, you know, you always mix fusion होता ही है languages में, so
correct, correct,
right.
correct. तो हम लोग उसको एक थीम दे दिया कि ओके चलो लेट्स गुच्छा तो होगा, लेट्स गो करेंगे, लेकिन कहाँ हम लोग लेट्स गो करेंगे? सो तो इसलिए मैं बैकग्राउंड में उसको ऐसे डिजाइन दिया, उसका खपरा का डिजाइन है, पीछे खपरा टाइल्स का डिजाइन है. So at least people will know, okay, let's go towards our like hometown, अपना पुराने घरों में चलते हैं. So that is what the intention of the t-shirt thing.
And fifth one is LED bulb, as he explained. And मुझे मतलब मैं इलेक्ट्रिकल बैकग्राउंड से हूँ, मैं काम करता हूँ आईटी कंपनीज में, बट मेरा जो इंजीनियरिंग कम्प्लीटली हुआ है इलेक्ट्रिकल एंड पावर में हुआ है. तो वो इलेक्ट्रिकल का थोड़ा बहुत इंटरेस्ट आ ही जाता है कहीं ना कहीं से. तो just like how Susil explained, like in villages we have so many issues regarding power shortage. So this is one solution looking towards our company growth. But in future we are trying to bring it solars also, and actually I'm looking towards that, like क्या क्या कर सकते हैं उसमें. So like one individual should always be independent from the power cut issues. Like he can use his pump. As of now we can run ACs also through solar panels, but we are trying to see how we can reduce the cost, because anyway things are available but it's way too high and like costly. So I'm looking into that particularly.
So it's Tongri is basically it's nothing like I would say it's clothing brand right now. So it will go and reach all sectors, which will basically lift the people. It's nothing like it's a clothing brand or like electronic brand, or like it will like manufacture only LEDs bulb. But whatever like uh, people are needed like right now, what is the need of the people, how the people will be lifted. So we are basically looking into that aspects. So whatever the products is feasible and whatever products are suitable in those situations, we will be working to bring them.
So my message to all the young generation over here is, whatever talent you have, whatever things you have learned, invest it for the good of your people, be it software development, sales, or anything.
Okay. मेरा मैसेज सबों के लिए ये है कि अपने लिए तो सब जीते हैं, अगर जीना है तो दूसरों के लिए जी के देखो, फिर जीने का मजा देखो.
और मेरे साइड से एक लास्ट मैसेज ये रहेगा कि इकोनॉमी का जो फ्लो है, लेट्स गेट ए होल्ड ऑन दैट. हम अभी भी कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं करते हैं, ठीक है. तो हमारा जो सेक्टर है, हम जो यूथ हैं जो भी काम करते हैं, हम एक स्ट्रॉन्ग पकड़ रखें, ताकि हम आगे फिर कुछ कर सकते हैं अपने लोगों के लिए. या सो हमारे जितने भी व्यूअर्स हैं जो देख रहे हैं, सो उनके लिए एक ही मैसेज है कि प्लीज़ ट्राई टू स्वदेशी अपनाओ वाला कंसेप्ट है, ताकि हम अपने इकोनॉमिक्स को एक अच्छा होल्ड कर सकते हैं और एक हम अच्छा सोशल प्लेटफॉर्म में लोगों को उठा सकते हैं.
Thank you all three of you. We had Abhishek, we had Aman Minj and Sushil Lugun. आपने अपना valuable time हमें दिया, and you have given us amazing ideas कि business is just not only about building your own economy, but आप farmers को लेकर भी आगे बढ़िए, अपनी community को भी आगे लेके बढ़िए, education में ध्यान दीजिए. Even these sustainable products, आप जो LED का bulb ला रहे हैं, that is with the mission की भैया community के लिए there shouldn't be any obstruction in the path of education. That's a great mission. So आपको आपके project के लिए ढेरों शुभकामनाएं. Hopefully आपको हम Amazon में as in उनके competition के तरीके से देखें, not only somebody who is a part of Amazon. So wishing you all the best in luck, Tongri. So dear viewers, अगर आपको ये story अच्छी लगी है, please like and subscribe us. So this is Judiba signing off. Thank you.
Thank you so much.